can you tell us why the fall and winter are such a kind of iffy time for you and your myasthenia gravis?
So fall and winter is not good for me because of the temperature change. When it gets extremely cold weather, I cannot be able to
Regulate?
regulate
Regulate your heat?
regulate into a normal status. It takes me longer than a normal person. So
Where could that lead to?
a crisis, I start getting flare-ups. That means I start getting my symptoms, which is double vision, slurring, trouble chewing and swallowing, can end up to the hospital without being able to breathe. So I need to be really careful because I can't get a normal cold. What I get is straight to pneumonia and straight to the hospital. It's not like I just get the sniffles.
Yeah. So during the winters when it gets cold, it's very difficult for your body to regulate to the temperatures.
Correct.
So whereas other people can warm up pretty easily by just putting on a jacket or a blanket, your body will stay in a cold, temperature.
What happens, I can put on a jacket, I can do layers, but what happens, it takes longer for me to get warm.
Got it.
So for example, for you, it might take you like what?
30 seconds.
30 seconds. For me, it might take me 5 to 10 minutes to actually warm up, to be in that temperature of comfortable. So that means I can't just put on a jacket. I should already have a jacket.
What happens during the summer?
It's the opposite. So I get too hot. So I can't cool off easily. So for example, you sweat and you cool off and you're good. What, 30 seconds? I start swelling, I still can't cool off. So I need to put ice packs on my forehead, around my neck, and my chest to make me cool off in the same time frame as you are, because I don't.
Next question I have for you is we've been joking around 'tis the season, the fall, the winter, and since the pandemic we understand that even the common cold or flu can affect you in a dramatic way. You want to speak a little bit about that?
Yes, the flu or cold, because I'm taking immunosuppressants, it's easier for me to catch it than anybody else. So if I don't get the cold or flu, I just get straight pneumonia. So straight away I start having problems breathing with my chest, and I have to end up to the ER. So it's not like everybody else that gets the sniffles or the cough. It's I get chest pains and I can't breathe and I have to go to the hospital. So that's where I don't want to be at. So I have to keep my distance from anybody that thinks they're sick. And it doesn't feel good.
Right. So in a crisis, what's the worst case scenario that can happen to you?
Intubation.
Intubation, and what is that exactly?
Assistance for breathing with a machine. So it would be force air into my lungs because I am too weak. My muscles are too weak to be able to breathe on my own.
So Leah, can you explain to me a little bit more about what immune suppressants do and how they affect your body?
Sure. So there's a lot of different immune suppressants out there, and what immune suppressants is that they suppress your immune system. That means they lower your white blood cell count. And what it is, the white blood cell count is what attacks anything that you get sick, bacteria, any kind of infections or anything like that. So when you get a cut or when you get like a sore throat, your blood cells will go high to kind of attack that bacteria or that infection that's in your body that shouldn't be there. So because I'm already attacking my blood cells already attacking itself, I'm taking these immunosuppressants to lower those counts down. So that's where it makes it dangerous with any kind of infection, any kind of bacteria or anything like that will come in too close to my body, because I'm lowering those white blood cells so it won't attack itself.
The other thing is my wife also has a rare form of myasthenia gravis. There's 4 types, and you have MuSK antibodies.
Correct.
So MuSK antibodies, can you briefly just tell us real quick what that is?
So MuSK antibodies is, everybody produces B cells, and I produce extra B cells. So the MuSK, that's what's considered the MuSK antibodies, that I produce extra B cells to attack my body. So what is like the autoimmune is that my body is attacking itself, and mine is with the extra B cells that it produces.
So my understanding is magnesium is a no-no for you and people in your conditions. Even anesthesia could be something that potentially could be fatal for someone in your condition. So how do you deal with if you were to have a surgery or whatnot, and what kind of
Well,
things?
having a good medical team on your plate is very important, especially if you're gonna have surgery with anesthesiologist that needs to know what myasthenia gravis is, and if they don't, get in your line, you know. And it's okay to ask because sometimes we're afraid that okay, whoever we get, but it's your life on the line and you're asleep on the board. Um, and because myasthenia gravis is so rare, a lot of doctors don't know about it, and that's okay. You know, there's a lot of rare diseases out there. We just have to educate them. We are teachers for all these doctors.
We're still in practice.
Practice. And speaking of magnesium and any kind of muscle relaxer is what we cannot have because that's our problem. We get muscle weakness. So it's kind of like if you get muscle relaxers and you have muscle weakness, you definitely start, getting worse. Your flare-ups will start getting, worse on whatever symptoms you get to begin with.
So you can't smoke weed?
No.
I take care.